Welcome. People throughout the city of Cambridge are working hard. Today, you're going to meet a few of these people and learn about what they're doing that's going to make it easier for you to eat smart and keep moving.
Eat smart and keep moving. You can walk to work.
Eat smart and keep moving. Choose a healthy lunch.
Take a Hubway and you can get there faster.
It's fun and easy to keep moving, Cambridge.
Eat smart, keep moving.
Welcome to our roundtable discussion on school food. Everyone has their own perception of food in schools, but today we're going to talk about the reality of school food in Cambridge. And people don't realize how many great things have happened over the past 10 years to school food and how many wonderful choices are available to children. My name is Jose Wendell and I work at the Cambridge Public Health Department. And today I have joining me in the discussion Melissa Honeywood, who is the director of the Cambridge Public Schools Food and Nutrition Service, Jane Hershey, director of the City Sprout School Garden Program, and JJ Gonson, Cambridge parent and chef of the Cuisine en Local. Melissa, let's start with you. Can you tell us about the Cambridge school meals and what children are being served in the schools and some of the examples of the healthy dishes that you serve them?
Sure. Well, speaking of healthy food, one of my favorite quotes about food is that it is a universal language because we all have our inherent opinions about food and they're all valid because we all eat. So what people don't necessarily know about school food is that it's essentially like running a chain restaurant. I have 13 different sites that all have their own kitchens, that all have to prepare high quality meals every school day. And different from restaurants is that for schools, I have to worry about making sure that it's prepared on time at the same time and that the students are going to be well nourished and ready to learn. And restaurants, they're only looking for profit, so they can sell you whatever they want. I have to keep in mind that the USDA has their own regulations. The district itself has its own wellness policies that I have to adhere to. So a lot is considered when planning the menu for those students. And some of the items that we like to offer them for breakfast, for example, we offer a nice warm oatmeal bowl that's made using local apple cider. We also have a variety of cereals that are whole grain rich, high in fiber and low in their sugar content. And another example is the scrambled eggs that we have that we like to add vegetables to. That's really nice and hot and gets the students going in the morning. And for lunch in the elementary schools, some examples of some really great menu items that we offer that are using scratch preparation methods include our garlic chicken and pasta with beautiful garlic sauce that we make from scratch. We do a turkey and rice soup. We use real cheddar cheese to make our own cheese sauce for our macaroni and cheese. And at the high school, they do all of their preparation on site, the majority of it from scratch, including some really great items like chicken cacciatore. All the soups are from scratch, salad bar, and a really great bistro section that really is offering the students a decent amount of variety so they can try something new every day.
Okay, well, that sounds great. And as a segue, that you ended with the high school is wonderful. We have a short segment video clip where you can see how the healthy fresh food is cooked at the high school.
These are the salads that we make, some of the salads that we make here at Ringen Latin. We have a black bean and corn salsa. We have a spinach salad with eggs and turkey bacon and some veggies. And we have a roasted veggie medley here. And we get most of our vegetables from local farms. And everything that we produce here is made in-house. It's a scratch kitchen, and we prepare it daily, every day. It's fresh food here at Cambridge.
Cooking fresh food from local farms sounds wonderful, but the question is that we're in New England. Is that fresh food available the whole year? JJ, what do you think of that?
Yeah, well, I use fresh food from local farms all year round. That's my philosophy. And it's absolutely doable. It's gotten more possible over the last 10 years. There's been a lot of growth in farmers practicing traditional storage practices to keep root vegetables, and there's a lot of greens that store, things like cabbages and Brussels sprouts, a lot of squashes, butternut, for example. We get year-round apples store well. So there's actually a lot of food available. And then in addition to that, there's a lot of really functional ways of growing in greenhouses and hoop houses and things without wasting a lot of energy, so that you can actually get quite a lot of tender young vegetables as well as small kale, things like that throughout the winter now in this area.
Well, that's good to know.
Getting better and better.
It's surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to JJ's point, there is a lot of variety that's available during the winter months, and she mentioned a bunch of them there, including the apples and the butternut squash and the root vegetables.
Cider and honey.
Oh, absolutely. On top of the produce items, we use other items that aren't typically associated with being local in Massachusetts, such as at Warren Farm out in North Brookfield. They tap their own maple sugar, and so we get nice maple sugar bricks that we grate that up and use it to season our butternut squash and our sweet potatoes. And the cider that we use to make our oatmeal is from Lonnie Orchards up in Lunenburg, and that's also a great way for us to incorporate local items that aren't necessarily produce.
Right. Definitely. And the school gardens, Jane, are super local, the most local you can have. Can you talk to us a little bit about your program?
Sure, you guys are making me hungry. So City Sprouts is a program, a school garden program, our first initiative is making sure that all kids have access to that school garden for learning as part of their lessons, changing teachers' practice so that they take their indoor lessons outside. So it's an environmental program, it's a project-based experiential learning for kids. But it also really enhances all the healthy food initiatives that are happening in Cambridge in a really wonderful way. So if our mission is to make sure that all kids have access to that school garden, then they're better able to make healthy food choices when they get all of those options, those wonderful options in the school food line from elementary up to the high school. Their families are more likely to seek out and choose those local products if the kids are talking about it. They come home from school and they talk about what they grew, and the parents listen, especially if children say, I want to eat that.
Right. Yes, and a question to the parents, especially JJ as a parent, it sounds like there's a lot of fresh food made available to children in Cambridge, but do the kids actually eat it? We sometimes hear that kids can be pretty picky.
Well, yes, but more to the point, they don't eat bad food. So do they eat good food? Yeah, they definitely eat good food, but you have to work with them because what they've been exposed to might not be familiar, and you don't just eat something new and feel good about it. Even you, if you ate something you'd never had before, your instant reaction would be dislike. So the most important thing, and I was so happy that Jane just brought this up, is that if a kid goes home and says, I grew broccoli, it's more likely the parent's going to cook broccoli, or at least try to, and purchase it and bring it into the home. And then when it appears on the menu, it's not this strange tree that they've never seen. That's obviously a really simple example of it, but they're not going to eat number 10 cans of old beans that have been sitting on shelves for years. That has no nutrition, as we're very aware, all of us. So it really is, I do think that exposure is really super important, and support from ground up. But absolutely, the kids eat whatever you put in front of them. Kids are adventurous.
That's right. So kids are really getting to be more discriminating eaters by having the school gardens, by having farmers markets, and by having these really great options in the school cafeteria.
It's not that unfamiliar anymore. It should be the norm.
Exactly. And for the students that don't necessarily have a chef or a parent that aren't as fortunate, it's very important.
Kids eat nothing.
As you mentioned, it's very important to not be discouraged if they don't like something the first time.
So important.
My job is to make sure that I offer healthy foods, to make sure that the students are encouraged to try new healthy things. And luckily we have the support with very many supportive families, as well as with the City Sprouts program, that they are getting a wider exposure. And something that we like to do in the food service department is we do a taste test program with the health department to give them an opportunity to try new things without actually having to purchase it before it goes on the lunch line.
And they get to see their friends try it too.
Oh, absolutely.
yeah.
Which is really
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks everyone. This is great timing. This was a wonderful discussion about the healthy choices in schools that are available to children.
Thank you, Jose.
Thank you.
Fun. Thank you.